I've held it together up until now, so that question's quite a difficult one. But I think that, being an East London boy, growing up in Leytonstone, moving to Manchester, and now stood here at Windsor Castle with His Majesty the King, giving me a knighthood is something that I could never have imagined happening to me. My dream as a young boy was always to become a professional footballer, play for Manchester United and represent my country, and luckily enough I got to do that. But everything else that has come with my career and what I've done, and obviously the philanthropic work that I do, I think that that's what's special about today. It's not just because of my sport, it's because of the philanthropic work that I've done from a very early age. I think I was talking about it last night with my parents, that I think I started charity work when I was 15, 16 at Manchester United, and then obviously went on to become UNICEF ambassador and working for the Royal Foundation and the King's Foundation and Malaria No More and the Armed Forces. So I've been very lucky to work for very important charities around the world. And I think one of the things that I recognised when I was very young is because I had a successful career, I was able to implement change with the things that I said and the things that I got involved in. And I think that's why the charity work that I do is so important to me. But the 14-year-old boy from East London standing here in the castle with His Majesty the King, it's a very proud moment for me and my family.
In the documentary for never having designed something for you.
I know. Look at. I know, it's very good. And one of the King's comments were, wow, that's a beautiful suit. So I didn't get the opportunity to say my wife made it, and I'm sure she'll make you one. But I will at some point. I will make that point. But it's a very special moment, and obviously to have Victoria here and my mum and dad, and it's a very proud day for them. I wouldn't say it's relief, I would just say it's pride. I think people have talked about it for a number of years, and I always felt so lucky to have the honour that I already had with the OBE, and I do feel very lucky to have that. But obviously to be recognised now as a Sir, it's very special. But there's not really relief. It's just I couldn't be prouder, because I think people know how patriotic I am. I think people know how much I love my country. I've always made that point. I've always said how important the monarchy has been, to our family over the years. And like I said, I'm lucky enough to travel around the world and go to different places around the world. And everywhere I go, all people want to talk about is our monarchy and how great they are and how respected they are. So, it makes me very proud, and I've always flown our flag wherever I've lived, wherever I've gone, and I'll continue to do that. I've always stayed away from politics. I continue to stay away from it because I think there's more equipped people maybe that can do and make those decisions. But like I said, there's a lot more to do and a lot more things that I want to be involved in and make changes with, because I think that's one of the things that I said earlier is I realised very early on, quite a young age, that people listen to me. And people listen to me because of my career and the things and the teams that I've played for. And when you have a voice, you can make change. And it's lucky that I get to work with so many amazing children, and you want to make change for them.